Okay, so I've decided that I'm going to essentially be taking questions from you guys and putting together what will, give or take, be 5-minute videos based on your questions. So rather than just producing, 20 to 45-minute long videos on these specific topics that I think you guys will enjoy, I'll continue to do that, but I'll also occasionally be putting up on my Instagram and Facebook stories any requests, just an opening for you guys to give me some questions that you think are interesting. So I had a bunch of really cool questions, really solid, sincere, interesting stuff that I think you guys will enjoy. I've chosen a few to record over the next couple of weeks, specifically while I'm away, and my footage from Egypt and Greece will be available for $5 for the month on Patreon. So there's a link to Patreon if you want to follow me along in that video blog kind of fashion. There's a link below. I'll also be posting pictures and some updates to Instagram, and I'll be leaving you guys with this. I don't want to leave you with nothing. It's easy enough to put together something that's pretty short to the point in 5 minutes. So with that, I'm going to start with the first question that I decided to roll with. Now, I also want to leave the caveat, I didn't get to some of your questions, I just wanted like 3 or 4 at this point that I do episodes on. But anybody that did send me stuff, if it's within my wheelhouse, I will get to it. So just sit tight and I'll address your questions in turn, absolutely. The Tattvas are symbolic images representing the Eastern yogic system of the elements. There are 5 in total, which correspond to the 5 Western elements attributed to the pentagram. These are Vayu, Tejas, Apas, Prithvi, and Akasa, which correspond to the elements of the wise of the alchemists and Rosicrucian philosophers in the Western esoteric traditions. These are the permutative elemental essences which underlie all things. Vayu to air, Tejas to fire, Apas to water, and Prithvi to earth. Akasa corresponding to quintessence, or the 5th element, spirit. These are derived from the ancient esoteric Siddha medicine tradition of the Tamil Siddhas of ancient India, specifically in the ancient region of Tamil Nadu. The Tamil Siddhas were Indian mystics considered spiritual scientists of their time. The Tattvas were later imported to the Western esoteric tradition by way of the Theosophical Society of the late 19th and early 20th centuries. In Ramaprasad's seminal work, Nature's Finer Forces, the Tattvas are referred to as the 5 modifications of the Great Breath. These are further correlated to 5 distinct vibrations and functions which can be thought of as energetic signatures. From these 5 archetypal signatures, all of material reality is created and formed. The Tattvas are the symbols of these signatures in the Eastern esoteric traditions of India. The behavior and relationships of these modes of vibration generate the varying qualities which materials can take, such as rapidity, solidity, fluidity, volatility, and expansion, generating heat, coldness, dryness, and moistness. In a more physical sense, Akasa, or spirit, the 5th element, can be particularly relegated to what we may consider to be etheric energy, which manifests as an extremely subtle energy on the material plane. In other words, it's not somewhere else. It's not in the mind. You can actually see, touch, sense with some of your senses the etheric body. In Swami Vivekananda's Raj Yoga, he explains that Akasa is the active or outer expression of inner prana, or life force. Originally, Tattva symbols were given to the early initiates of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn as an introduction to working with the occult processes and virtues of the elements. As symbols, the Tattvas are powerful because they possess the benefit of a centuries-old spiritual current. The Tattvas in this context are typically used as introductory symbols for scrying and other astral work. I have found tremendous utility in the Tattvas as an aid to the development of etheric sight. which is to say the visual ability of physically seeing etheric energy. Each tattva is traditionally given a specific color. Now, in one system of preparation for, say, scrying, a practitioner would gaze at a particular tattva symbol without blinking if possible for about 30 to 40 seconds, more, maybe like a minute if you can. And then you'd close your eyes. The negative image left in the practitioner's field of vision, normally its complementary color, are potent catalysts for activating the type of sight in which the etheric auric bodies and colors may be seen. On a personal note, I discovered this fact only after my etheric sight had sort of spontaneously developed. Spontaneous development of the etheric sight may cause psychological distress due to the lack of understanding. So if anyone has been attempting to train or develop or harness this faculty, or have just kind of spontaneously developed it, tattvas are a great place to start. The tattvas are also exceedingly stable symbols, which inevitably produce a very stable and coherent astral experience. This is yet another supportive argument to its usefulness for beginners. I will likely do a full episode on developing the etheric sight via tattvas and other symbols utilizing color, right? So this short explanation has just been a palate prepper for that kind of stuff. And I hope you've enjoyed it. Again, if you've enjoyed this content, I hope you'll consider subscribing to the Arcanvm Patreon or a one-time donation to help me to continue to produce free, rigorously researched and practiced content like this. Join me in the next episode where I'll be answering your questions. Thanks for watching. In Luke's.